Morning.
Okay, I'll just give everyone a few more seconds and then we shall begin. Okay, so let's get started. So welcome everyone. This is the June delivery team AMA. So we'll be answering questions around deployments, releases, and any of the delivery team projects. So Kyle, you have the first question. Thank you for posting a question.
Yeah, I appreciate the answer. You pretty much already took care of it. This came up with the Jihu team yesterday during their sync. There's a few MRs that they've upstreamed to the GitLab projects that they have self-managed customers of theirs that are very interested in getting those fixes, and specifically in 13.12 because they may not be able to support all the breaking changes that are coming in 14.0. So I wanted to just ask to confirm my understanding of the process. Thought this would be a great opportunity for it. So before we add the pick into 13.12, we would need to categorize them as we need to follow the process you have where they need to be like a severity 1 or severity 2 issue for them to be picked appropriately. Is that a fair summary?
Yes, that would be perfect. So we're considering all the Jihu contributions to be exactly as a regular contributor. So the steps in the document should follow for that one. Okay. I suppose to your further point in sort of B is, I suppose the question of when we can't make that assessment, that's probably more like a bigger question, right? So I don't know, do we have any existing contributor kind of assessment guidelines that we could lean on for this?
Nothing that I'm aware of. No.
Okay, I'm wondering if we should consider an update to the actual so in an ideal world, Jihu would be able to kind of make their own severity assessment the same as any other contributor. I think for this case, like if we don't know, I think going with an S2 is fine. So just kind of a little bit of extra context. We use these severity labels to decide how urgently we need to patch. So we wouldn't want to just kind of blanket S1 everything because we'll be patching every day and it's a huge amount of extra work. But I think having them labeled as an S2 would mean that we would be aware of them and they would be included in the next patch. But an ideal would be to actually see if maybe we could extend our severity table to actually maybe just have the wording in there that would allow Jihu to be able to make an accurate severity assessment as well.
Yeah, what got me thinking, so I was not able to participate in the sync discussion on this, and there will be an issue that I'll tag you in, but I think we need to update definitely some handbook pages to make it clear the guidelines around this, because I also don't want to encourage the Jihu team to say, a customer really wants this, let's get it into I don't want to increase your team's workload for this. So wanted to understand the process first and then look to document guidelines around to the Jihu team and the GitLab team on when this should be done, especially if it's like a slight bug fix, which one of these MRs is just like a smaller bug fix, I would say.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, appreciate that. Let's
I'll mention you in the issue async. Yeah, Jerome's going to create it, so I didn't want to jump in and create one as he already had one in flight. But I appreciate all the help and the pointers on the process, and we'll go from there, async in an issue.
That's great, and thank you so much for the question.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have a question that they would like to verbalize? So a slight kind of additional one, I suppose, for this month is we are, of course, preparing for the 14.0 breaking changes release. Is there anyone on the call who would like to kind of clarify how to go about getting something into that release, or are there any questions around the actual release preparation process that will be used?
I can't find the agenda right now, but I have a question. For documentation, is there a cutoff date for when documentation would be added for the 14.0 release versus a later release?
I can get this one, Amy, if you want.
Yeah, please do. Thank you.
So first, I have a question to clarify your question, Greg, which is, are you referring to documentation that is bundled in the package or that is published on docs.gitlab.org.com?
That would be bundled in the 14.0 package.
Okay, so the cutoff date is the same for code changes in that case, because we cannot afford running extra RC. So it's a bit unfortunate this month because of weekends and things like that. So I will quickly check you the date, which always remember is a tentative date because it really depends on the status of incident and things like that. But we will start, is it RC for 16th? No, what it is.
Just I can post in the what to expect issue.
It's 17th. So what is, so at some time on the 17th, release managers will decide to run RC42. And this is not what is merged up to that point, but is what was deployed on production up to that point. So yeah, more or less you can consider 16th as a kind of edgy situation, and 15 can be kind of safe.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I've just added a link there. So B is the kind of what to expect general process, and C is the release tasks that Alessio was referencing with the different dates you can see. Fantastic. So Greg, your next question.
Yeah, I got another one. So when will the 14.0 release candidate package be available for hands-on testing?
16th, when we created. Yeah, I don't remember if we published this directly or not. This is something that I don't remember, but we tag on the 17th, so you should be able to find it.
Perfect. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you for those questions. Are there any other questions? Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time today and all the questions. If you need anything like async, you think of something straight after, then we're in G_delivery on Slack. We obviously answer questions there as well. So thanks everyone for joining today, and have a good rest of your day. Take care.